and welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching. So I know I told you guys that there is no rhyme or reason to when how often I will be uploading videos or the length of the different videos. However, today I woke up this morning and I had some things on my mind, so I wrote them down. It's what I generally do because I sleep with either a journal or my iPad right next to me. So it's like queen size bed. It's just me on one side and then my iPad and my journal and a book on the other side of me. And I wanted to read to you guys some things that I wrote because someone may be going through something similar and you may need this. So I'm just going to read and then I am going to kind of discuss it a little bit. So let me give you a little bit of explanation as to how I write thoughts in my head. So one of the things that I do, and I've started doing this year, is I call them downloads. When I'm getting a download, I will write it exactly as it's coming to me. I don't try to interfere in any way with the message that's coming to me. So I write it how it's coming. Sometimes it's cohesive and it makes perfect and clear sense, and sometimes it's not. So I will write it out and then I will go back and I will read it and I will kind of dissect it and go from there. So I will often make videos like the one I'm making right now, reading something that I wrote and sharing with you the message and the lesson that I've learned or I'm learning or that I need to learn from it. So bear with me. I'm just gonna dive right on in. So here it is. So people will discourage us from doing something and we will listen to what they have to say and take it to heart because we love them and believe that they want the best for us. To this I say, while that may be true in some instances, it is not always the case. People will push their fears and doubts and will onto others, disguised as advice. And because of the tone and the passion in which they say it, we love and respect them. We take it as truth or law. It may be truth for them, but that may not necessarily be truth for you, because your life's experience isn't the same as theirs, and that's okay. What I've learned to do in life is listen to the knowledge given, digest it, then apply what was meant for me to apply, because I would listen and then begin to analyze, doubt, and question myself. I will then begin to spiral into temporary feelings of doubt and uncertainty, which isn't where I want to reside. So, and like I say, it doesn't always make perfect sense when I'm writing it as I'm receiving it. Sometimes I'll get it in a dream or as soon as I wake up, I'll get it. And so what I've learned to do is try to capture everything in real time and then go back and again, like I say, reread it, dissect it, and go from there. Excuse me. So what I gather from this And you say, well, what triggered that train of thought? What triggered that download in the first place? So I have a friend, and I love this friend. And I respect this friend, and I love the advice and the guidance that I get from this friend. And this person came into my life during a time where I was very broken. I have since been to trauma therapy and learned a lot about myself. I have healed a lot of trauma and learned a lot about trauma. Most importantly, I learned that a lot of times I have been showing up responding to trauma. So it's safe to say that my life has been a continuous response to trauma. I believe that I was conceived in trauma, not in the sense that my mom was violated or anything, not that sort of trauma, but the type of trauma from her losing her grandmother. And so she thought that I would be coming back, that her grandmother would be coming back to her through me. And so a lot of things that I experienced in childhood as a result of that has been traumatic. I don't remember a lot of my childhood because of that trauma that I was raised in and went through. And again, like I said, I just been responding to trauma. I just showing up, and the actions and the behaviors and the decisions that I was making were just a response to trauma. And when you are living in it and not understanding and knowing what it is, you don't see anything wrong with it. You don't see that the decisions that you're making are not necessarily the best decisions for you, because you truly don't know who you are. And these past 10 years, I have been on a journey of discovering who I am. Like, who is Lisa Marie? Like, who is she? Who is she outside of being a daughter, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, an auntie? So for me, that has been a continuous, in the past 10 years, journey of self-discovery. And a part of that journey has been realizing that I needed therapy. And not just therapy, but the type of therapy that I needed. I didn't even know trauma therapy was a thing. And so when I sought out a therapist in 2021, because I've been to plenty of therapists throughout my life, and some have been helpful for me and some have not. And those that have not, I would stop going because I just didn't feel that they were beneficial to me, that they were actually helping me. I would feel that They were just in it for the paycheck. They were just in it to prescribe me medication and not really there to help me, because therapy isn't meant to necessarily be a continuous, lifelong solution. It's meant to be there to assist you when you need that assistance. And so when I learned about trauma therapy, I selected a psychotherapist that was one of her specialties. And when she, after our initial intake, and she asked me how could she help me, and explained to me, when she explained what trauma therapy was, I was all in. And so I've learned, when I tell you I've learned so much about myself, I have learned so much about myself. I have healed so much about myself. I have understood so much about myself. I have understood so much about the type of people I have attracted into my life. I have understood the reasons why those people were attracted to me in those times in which they were attracted to me. And I've understood more of the purpose, their purpose in my life, and my purpose in my life. What I needed to do and how I needed to grow. I'm going to say that I'm going to be transparent. You know, this is my channel, so and the whole purpose of me starting this channel and sharing these videos is, again, to share me in hopes that someone else can identify and heal. So for me, going through all of that and learning, and I'm continually learning and I'm continually healing, I'm showing up for me differently. This year I have been more intentional. I have been more aware. I have been more in control than I have ever been in my life. I can honestly say that I have been more at peace. Let me say that again. I have been more at peace with me this year than I have ever been in my life that I can remember, of my 52 years on this earth. I thought that I was happy. I thought that I was at peace. I thought so much about me before, but I could not have been more wrong. And so I'm saying all of this to say that had I not went through trauma therapy and really became more in tune with me and knowing what my triggers are and the types of behaviors and decisions that trigger certain responses from me, I would not be able to identify now when things and people are no longer serving me. And I am more in tune with my spirituality. My relationship with God has gotten clearer. I've gained more clarity than I've had before. I've gained more wisdom than I've had before. I've gained more knowledge than I've had before. And it's continual. It is not a one and done thing. It is every single day. And so now, like I said at the beginning, when I'm getting these downloads, when I'm getting these messages, when I'm getting these lessons, I'm learning to write them down in real time so that I can go back and dissect them. So I know I went off into a tangent, and I apologize. I do have a tendency to do that. But I said all of that because what triggered that download that I needed was a conversation that I had. So when you are having a conversation with someone, and every time you have a conversation with some that person or with someone, and you are feeling uneasy and confused, and it's like you want to talk to them, but then you don't really want to hear what they have to say, because it always seems like they're lecturing you, or they have something not in the sense of negative to say about you, but they always have something to criticize you for, or what you're doing. I don't think that's healthy. And that's in a sense of where I am. And that's why that message. So I have to learn how to take what people say and not overanalyze and over-internalize them, because their life isn't my life. Their experiences aren't my experiences. How they do things aren't the way that I do things. The instruction that they receive from God for their life isn't the instruction that I receive from God in my life. Therefore, I need to be mindful of that. I can't take on their assignment. Their assignment is not my assignment. And that's what I want to say to you. Stop taking on other people's assignment. Stop taking on other people's purpose. Stop allowing other people to place their fears, their insecurities, their doubts, all of that. Stop being an open gate, an open vessel for them to do that. There comes a time in your life where you have to realize enough is enough. You have to realize that nothing is going to change unless you change. You are going to have to be stern with yourself. You are going to have to put your foot down with yourself. You are going to have to really dig deep and set some boundaries for yourself. These things are, I had to realize that I was breaking my own heart. I was creating my own stress. Not to say that there aren't any outside entities that contribute to those things. However, I gave and I allowed these things to happen. And I had to gain control. I can't blame anybody else for anything that I had control over. And so I cannot allow someone, I can't say that somebody made me feel a way, because I allowed them that. I gave them that power to do so. Somewhere along the line, I just relinquished that power to them. And I'm taking that back. I am reclaiming my power to myself. No one has my permission to make me feel any kind of way that I don't want to feel. And so I say that. I say all of that because I want to let you know that it's okay. It's okay to take your power back. It's okay for you to heal. It is okay for you to set boundaries. It is okay for you to discover you, for you to live for you to be you. It's okay. And no one has permission or the power to make you feel anything that you don't want to feel. So I just want to leave that with you guys. I hope that someone can find something in this message that I felt like sharing with you guys. I hope that you find it helpful. And if you do, if you feel that it helped you in any kind of way, please like it and subscribe. And like I said, I'm not going to commit to any type of schedule of posting, because sometimes I may feel like I want to record a video and post it every day, and then sometimes I might feel like I don't want to post anything for a week or two. So either way it goes, I hope you found something helpful in my message today. And I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.